When you look at the profitability, it's like, especially for publicly traded companies, we have very much of a quarter by quarter view. But what you're actually saying is that the profitability of a product sold today is not really known until, that cohort has, lived until like whatever age. I mean, let's just say 105 is relatively safe, right?
Right.
But I mean, it seems like this is the risk that the insurance companies are taking on, right? I mean, that's the whole purpose of insurance.
Correct.
Yet I feel like that's not really well understood in the marketplace, certainly not by consumers, but really not by advisors either.
I think you're right. I think people say insurance companies take risk, and they're generally talking about mortality, morbidity, longevity risk, the kind of traditional insurance type risks. I agree with you. I think a lot of people miss the distinction that with both VAs with living benefits and with guaranteed UL on the life insurance side, insurance companies very much got into the financial risk game. And that's where like a GLWB is a great example. I mean, yes, there is a longevity component to a GLWB, absolutely. But the primary risk in a GLWB is not the longevity component. It's interest rates and it's equity returns. And that's it. And those two things are, in some ways, if you think about it, if you evaluate like an option, right? Imagine a Black-Scholes framework for valuation of that rider. What goes into a Black-Scholes calculation? It's volatility and its rates. And essentially, these are put options. These are very long-dated, longevity-based put options priced inside the product. And so if you get a lot of equity volatility, that increases the value of the put option. And if rates go down, that increases the value of the put option. And that is exactly what you see in VAs with living benefits. And to your point, in terms of profitability, a carrier's view of profitability, the view of profitability is going to change over time. But to your point, the actual profitability is going to materialize however it materializes. And what a carrier says today is not what is going to actually happen. What they're saying today is based on certain future assumptions that we know with 100% certainty are not going to come to pass. The only question is, how far afield are they? And that's what makes pricing these things really tricky. It's funny, I was talking to somebody about this one time, and they said, the thing about this is it is just like a put option, but it's a put option that never resets in price. So the carrier basically puts a 50-year put option on their balance sheet and never resets it. And so, normal market put options pricing changes all the time. With these, they set them up and they let them ride. And then you're stuck with the liability for 50 years or 30 years or 40 years or whatever the income period is. And that's the effect that you see on the balance sheet. And so of course they're all mispriced. The question is just how badly mispriced are they?